su- successfully live, as live as I can be for a 70-year-old man, bedridden, locked in my room for almost 7 years, staring up at the ceiling. So, if you're there, give me a 5x5. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'm just watching the craziness on TV. You know, the sad thing uh, the sad thing is, you know, people hire these politicians and they're supposed to be people of strength and vision and everything. And they always, have these disasters now. And they ask the politician, well, weren't you supposed to do something about it? I don't know. Oh, hire me. If you're going to pay somebody $250,000 a year who doesn't know jack about squat, I can do that. I can say I don't know just as good as Mayorkas or any one of them. It's all done on purpose, though. It's all done on purpose. They're just disassembling this country. Now, the people in California, that's going to be turned into one of those great big no-go reserves. You know, it's going to be turned into one of those no-go reserves where people can't get insurance. So why would you rebuild in a fire zone if you can't get insurance? You know? And so I'm watching Grand Supreme News, and it's like they sent out the warning after the barn literally burned down. Now people are getting an alert. They're getting an alert on their phones, an emergency alert, after the fire's already gone through and destroyed everything. Gustavo, what's good? What's good, man? Brazil. I remember Gustavo. What's up, Dylan? So, a whole bunch of questions are being asked tonight. Do you believe that we're in the end times now with everything going on, the fires and the hurricanes and the earthquakes and the famines and the pestilences? You know, what's up, Ian? What's up, Rapid? So, what's up, Grayson? What's up, Fire? A lot of questions being asked. What about the people who allegedly have set these fires? How bad should their punishment be? If it's a act of T, shouldn't they be punished accordingly? The masked men that have been setting these things, you know, and if that's the case, if they were set on purpose, then should the politicians be that much responsible? Because they weren't expecting to have these groups of people go around and set this stuff on purpose. So that being the case, they're ragging on the politicians, but is that the politicians' fault? if there are people doing this stuff on purpose. I don't think they're investigating this stuff as often as they should. All of these trains that are going off the tracks and dumping into rivers and stuff and polluting the water. So, a substation in Texas, had an event happen, and it turns out they think it was sabotage in order to freeze a whole bunch of innocent people during the winter time. I got to put in some eye drops. When you get to be my age, it's like every few minutes you got to have eye drops and nose drops and ears drops and whatever. It's like the sound of music. So, oh gosh. They changed the format. It used to be you could schedule a live and put the camera in the holder and get ready for it. Now it gives you a countdown of 3. And if you're not ready by 3, 2, 1, you're just out of luck. Oh boy. That's the thing I don't like about eye drops is how cold they feel and when they drop right in your eyes. So it's by the grace of God that I can still see, because a few years ago I needed my eye drops and I reached into my emergency kit and dragged out a little teeny bottle of oil of clove. And man, when that drop hit my eye, it was on fire. I had to go to the hospital, and have my eye flushed out. And it peeled the outer layer off the eye. And for the longest time, I was working up front with the Terminator eye, with this real red, vicious looking, Terminator eye. And speaking of that, Man Raj came by today with tacos, Young'em. And Taco Bell did a okay job. Sometimes they're so minimalist that it's not even worth it, But when you're paying $13 for a few tacos, they should have something on them, And so Taco Bell had, enough on there. They were still flat. They were flat. And Raj was in a bad mood when he dropped them off. He was like, "Eat these tacos if you want to live." His voice was really grumpy and, I can't blame him. He's actually a little older than I am. He's like 2 or 3 years older than I am. And he goes to the gym every day. I do what they say in the nursing home, which is I move whatever I can. They said in the nursing home, teach the people to move whatever they can. So, boy, y'all are quiet tonight. Just a quick hello, and that's that. Oh gosh. I've been watching Chris on Global Rapture Watchers. He's a great channel. I've been watching Watchwoman 65, Miss Lisa. She's a great channel. Look at the Geiger counter. Look at that. Geiger counter just went off scale again. Every couple of minutes, it jumps off scale. There it is again. 23. That is 23 is not normal background radiation. Normal background is 10 or 12. That's normal right there. But for some reason, every couple of minutes, now there's 5. It's going down to 5. It's going down to 5. And that's normal, okay? But for some reason, every so often, regular as clockwork, like every 2 or 3 minutes, it goes off scale and it alerts me. I have the annoying little alarm thing turned off so it doesn't beep. I'll reset it. So I reset it, and that's the way it's supposed to look. And then when it turns all red, that's not good. That's not good. So, what I'm trying to say to you, fam, is you need to get ready. Because just like this stuff happened in California, it can happen any place else. It can happen any place else, you know. I triple filter my water now. I filter it coming out of the faucet, and I test the water. When you turn on the water coming out of the faucet, you want to hold a match near the water. If the match doesn't do anything, your water's okay. But if there's methane or gas coming through with the water, the flame on the match will actually pop up. It'll go pop, 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 and it'll get big for a second as it's burning up literally the gas that's coming through the line with the water. So then I filter that into a water drop pitcher. Water drop is superior to Brita. It has twice the filter media. I pour that into my coffee pot, and then I boil the water, make my coffee, and the rest of the boiled water I drink is my regular water. That way it's safe. You know, everything's being recalled. Chickens, eggs, bread, ice cream. And speaking of ice cream, Joe said to everybody, well, sorry your house is burned down, but at least I'm a new great grandfather. You know, my grandson had another kid, so I'm okay. I'm doing okay. I know you all were worried about me. That's the way Joe was. So, all right. So, in any case, I thought I'd read a little bit of the word. That's the only thing that's trustworthy anymore. When trouble hits your life, the Lord is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble, and he knows those that trust in him. Nahum 1:7, okay? When you are hit with trouble, you need to declare the word of God over it. That is not Christian Science. That is not Christian Science. You know, for myself, for example, bedridden, coming up on 7 years, looking at the ceiling. How do you think that I could psychologically handle that if I didn't know that there was a heaven someday? So, I want to give a shout out to everybody. Grayson. Shout out to Gustavo Fire. Shout out to Khalil. Shout out to Meme. Shout out to Rapid. Shout out to Eon, Dylan. So, Rapid said, do I wipe or do I let it crust? Why don't you come on over and find out? Rapid, why don't you come on over and get right down there and find out for me? How about that? All right. So most people in the comments are good, you know. They realize that karma is going to come and bite them in the ass if they say something nasty. And I wanted to thank Ethan and others who sent me the candy. I made up little gift bags for people in my area. They have the gospel of Jesus Christ. They have a set of hand warmers. They have hand cream for that cracked skin that you get in winter. They have M&Ms and Snickers and candy rings and all sorts of stuff in the gift bag. So people love that, especially children in my area. Hotel is very hard on kids. There's not enough good food to eat. You know, they go and they fill up on cereal and bread in the morning. Then at nighttime, their family will spend $20 on a pizza. Now, I've tried to coach people that if they take that same $20 and they buy milk, loaf of bread, peanut butter, cheese, and ham, they can feed themselves for several days. But they always do the same thing. They spend $20 on a pizza, and then the next morning you hear them arguing because they don't have any more money. So, poor people have poor people habits, and we have to learn out of those. So, 2 Corinthians 4, 8, and 9. We are hard pressed on every side, yet not crushed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Struck down, but not destroyed. Okay? So, and please, fam, be careful about your comments about your people in California. The prayer that you want to pray for them is for true soul salvation so God can move them into areas of blessing. We have spit in God's face so many times that the blessing is gone from America. So we're going to have to ask for God's forgiveness and his blessing. It's not going to be automatic like it used to be, fam. Those days are over. So, Psalm 138:7. Though I walk in the midst of trouble, you, Lord, will revive me. You will stretch out your hand against the wrath of my enemies, and your right hand will save me. So, I'm going to go now because there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of interest. So y'all have gone quiet on me. I wanted to hang out and fellowship with my fam, my peeps. But apparently, y'all got more important stuff to do. I appreciate those of you that have sent me a little jingling on PayPal, and people like Micah and and Laura, who send me stuff through my Amazon link. I appreciate that more than you know. So until later, pop out.